Hey, what is up, guys? Virginia the Buckeye Gamer, and I am back finally with my game room tour for 2022. And if you haven't noticed already by now, there's a few things that have changed. So without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. And I'm actually going to start with this little setup here. This is an entertainment center that I actually got from a yard sale in the summer, and we're just gonna go ahead and go over everything here. Now I bought this for like 15-20 bucks, I think, which it works out phenomenally well. Like, I absolutely love this, and if you can't tell right there, I have Fire Emblem kind of going off in the background there because I'm going to be playing that as soon as I'm done. So anyhow, with this setup here, we have my PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 hooked up, and we also have the Brawler 64 controller, so that's my wireless one. One thing I did want to mention, I'm sorry for the fingerprints, with this PlayStation 2, now some of you may remember I did an unboxing video of a Japanese PlayStation 2. That one ended up not working and I got my money back, but this one, though, is modded, so it actually is technically region free. So I can play any PlayStation 1 or 2 games. Guys, I'm so sorry about the dust. I tried to dust a little bit here, but obviously I did a terrible job. But that plays games from any region. Now, obviously, if I'm playing like a PAL version of a game, there's some settings I have to tweak, but otherwise it works great. Like the Japanese games look good on it, US games look good on it. And of course, you got my PlayStation 3 over there. And down here, none of these systems are hooked up right now, but we have the Dreamcast and GameCube. And then down there, if you guys can see, I have my Wii U and Retron 5. Now, this setup might change. Like I said, I have nothing hooked up right now. I have to get some holes cut in the back here for the cables. But that's kind of how I have my setup here. So on this little slot here, I have some PSP games, mostly in their boxes, but I do have some loose. And over here, I do have a couple PSP games here, but this is mostly my Vita games. So yeah, pretty cool. I just figured, yeah, I had a little bit of room here. I definitely would put them in here just to save some space elsewhere. So it works out. Let me get down on my knees here. Sorry guys if you hear me struggling a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to get up off the floor, but here I also have my small stack of DS and 3DS games, trying to get that collection to grow. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. And then down here, we also have, if you could excuse the cables. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. This is like my little Sega corner here. So we have the Genesis Mini here. I have a couple games, a couple cartridges there. Master System game here, Where in the World's Carmen Sandiego. A couple Saturn games. We have Albert Odyssey. And then this one came incomplete, but we have Astal, and I'm going to try very carefully to get that back in there without destroying stuff. And in that little container, this little carrying case here is my Game Gear, my Magic Knight Ray Earth brand Game Gear. And then we have this Mega Man Wily Wars from Retrobit. All right, and then also have one other thing to show off on the other side here. We also have that Eat, Game, Sleep, Repeat. My husband's mother got me that for my birthday one year. Just has a lot of cables, extra headset, batteries, cleaning stuff, just a lot of little odds and ends. And then this Xbox One box has all of my portable, most of my handheld games. And my Atari 2600 games. Then off to the side here, I'm not going to go into huge detail. Like I said, I apologize for the terrible lighting. But this is where I'm keeping most of my Switch games right now. As you can see, I have a pretty decent collection of that. Some limited edition ones and what have you. All right. And I'm sorry if you hear me wheezing. It's bad allergies today. All right. So starting up here, again, you might notice this is a little different from past collection videos, but again, I have made some changes here as we're going to go over here slowly but surely. So off to the side here, we have my Switch games that I couldn't really get to fit in that little area. So off to the end here, we have the Wonder Song Collector's Edition that came from Limited Run Games. And then we also have the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening special edition there. And then Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Again, that's also collector's edition from Limited Run Games. And then up here, we have my Ni no Kuni Revenant Kingdom collector's edition, as well as the Evan Funko Pop and my Sackboy A Big Adventure box here with the Sackboy plushie. And over here we have my collector's edition for the Tomb Raider game for PlayStation 3. This little container here, just going over it really quick. This is just all of my NES games. And then, of course, my beloved NES Classic. And over here we have a lot of the Super Nintendo things that I have. So we have the Super Nintendo Classic, a couple Game Boy games here that came from Limited Run. Then we also have my Mickey and Donald Game & Watch. My Game & Watch collectors here for Super Mario Brothers and The Legend of Zelda. Super Game Boy peripheral, and some Super Famicom games. So we have Dragon Ball Z's, pretty cool fighting games in the Fire Emblem remake. And then these cartridges from Retro Bit. So we have the Data East collection and Joe and Mac. And then, of course, we also have here a few Super Nintendo games. That Super SpongeBob card is a reproduction. We got Mario Paint, and Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World. And then a couple Super Famicom games over here. And then down here we have my Wii games. Not the most impressive in the world, but I'm pretty happy with what I have so far. If I had to pick my favorite Wii game, would be Trauma Team. I love the Trauma Center series, and I really wish Nintendo would bring that back. I think it would work awesome on the Switch. I'd even take like a remaster or remake of this game. Like it's that good, guys. If you can find it, I know Atlas was notorious for publishing like very low quantities of their games. So if you can find this out in the wild for a decent price, definitely pick it up. Now, of course, it works on the Wii U as well. You still need the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck for it, but definitely pick that up. I cannot recommend that game enough. And we're just going to stick that back in here. It's a little out of order, but that's okay. And then down here we have my small stack of Wii... Whoops! Almost fell over there. My small stack of Wii U games. I did say a while back I was trying to work on a complete Wii U collection, but that's kind of at a standstill right now because I'm just not able to find much for it. So this is what I have so far. Again, not the greatest in the world, but I'm proud of it. And then over here we have my GameCube games. I probably have some more interesting stuff here. So we got... I'm just going to kind of go down the list here. There's Fire Emblem. Love that game. Skies of Arcadia is awesome. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Best Paper Mario game I've ever played. And then we got these Zelda games, which I got to put those in order. Simpsons Hit and Run. Kirby Air Ride's good. F-Zero GX. And then we have The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure. And then Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And then down here we also have my Famicom games. I actually have picked these up over the span of a couple of years at various toy and retro game shows that I've went to. The only one that's not a Famicom game per se is this reproduction of Little Samson. It works just fine, and it beats paying thousands of dollars for the actual copy when I could pay $15 and get this. Plays just the same. And then also we just have some random plushies here. We have Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and then Bulbasaur, a silver Bulbasaur. And then down here we have my original Xbox games. So again, not the most interesting thing in the world, but I like it. I really like it. Probably my favorite game, if I had to point it out, is Kung Fu Chaos. That has to be the most hilarious fighting game I've ever played. I do believe it was a launch title for the original Xbox. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I love that game so much. All right, now as I get myself up here, get my bearings straight, gonna go over here to my Assassin's Creed corner. So as you guys know, this is one of my favorite franchises of all time. So let's just start here. So we have a bust here of Ezio Auditore. Have a mug for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a couple Funko Pops. We also have a fig pin here of Bayek. And we also have Bayek and Aya. And this came with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is Edward Kenway. And a couple little other add-ons from Valhalla as well. I got the soundtrack, little cloth. And then this is the first Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition. It didn't come with the slipcover. It is incomplete, but I will get that complete eventually. And then down here we have Statue of Eivor. And there's a lithograph here for Valhalla as well. And some other figurines, Funkos, what have you. There's my Cassandra statue. And my Rook's necklace from Syndicate. If I can get that back up there. Like I said, we got a couple little odds and ends. There's the Apple of Eden, a medallion, and some other little figures. All right, and down here I have my Assassin's Creed books. Again, some more figures here. There's Aguilera from the movie. And we got Evie back there. She's supposed to have a stand, but when I opened her up, she did not have one. And then, of course, we got some other figures and my Assassin's Creed games. And then this little hodgepodge mess down here is my controllers. I definitely need to work on this because, again, it's an absolute disaster. So hopefully by the time I have my next game room tour, that mess will not be there. All right, moving on. So another one of my pride and joys for my game room is my Tales collection. So I absolutely adore the Tales series. It's very close to my heart, pretty much like Assassin's Creed is. Very underrated RPG series. Now, I know it was kind of a niche franchise there for a while, but with the PS4 games, it really found its footing here in the States. So we're just going to start over here from left to right. So we have my Tales of Xillia 1 and 2. They're kind of out of order, but that's okay. We have my Ludger figure from Xillia 2. And then inside this box here is a pocket watch. If you watch my unboxing video, you'll know what that looks like. And then we also got the steelbook. Big fan of steelbooks. Crammed in between here, we do have an art book and a soundtrack for Xillia, first one. And then the box for the Xillia Collector's Edition as well. And then we also have Mila statue. And then this is also the kitty here. I forget his name off the top of my head from Xillia 2. But maybe someone can correct me in the comments. And then up here we have my Tales of Fantasia for the Super Nintendo. This is a reproduction cart. We never actually got the game in the States. It originally was a Super Famicom exclusive. We did get a port on the Game Boy Advance, but that port is terrible because it was running the PS1 remake. And as you know, the PS1 is considerably more powerful than the Game Boy Advance. So that didn't work out, but I at least have this. And then we also have Tales of Destiny 1 and 2. Now this is Tales of Eternia. As you can see down here, I do have the Japanese version of it. Tales of Destiny 2 actually came out here. I believe this is Destiny 2. This is the legit version, but again, we never got it. So I know that Tokyo Game Show is going on today, so hopefully we will get some news about the future of Tales. So this is the Destiny Director's Cut, like a remake, remaster sort of thing. And then this is also Tales of Rebirth. Awesome game. And we got Tales of Legendia, Tales of the Abyss. And some offshoots here. We have Vesperia. This is the 360 version, but of course we got the definitive edition, which is where I played it. I just got this, you know, just because. We got Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World for Wii. But again, this is also on the Symphonia Chronicles edition for PS3. Speaking of PS3, actually, I didn't want to skip this over. This is the Berseria box for the collector's edition as well. But this is a Japanese version, a little smaller than what we got, and that was the best I could do. All right, so we got Grace's F, we got Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, and then Xillia 1 and 2. My Tales of Symphonia Chronicles and Xillia copies are still sealed because I do have the games digitally and want to leave it that way. So yeah, then we got Tales of Zestiria, not my favorite, still a decent game. Tales of Vesperia, Berseria, and Arise. And then we also have the Vita games up here, Tales of Hearts R. I love this game, but not my favorite in the series, so I'll leave it to you that way. And then the one at the bottom is Tales of Innocence R. Now this, of course, was, both of these games were actually remakes of DS titles that only came out in Japan. Of course, we got Hearts. We never got Innocence, and I actually think this is the better game, truthfully. So hopefully we'll get that someday. And the box for the Symphonia Collector's Edition with the steelbook, and then my little chibi figures. All right, now starting down here, my enormous Nintendo 64 collection. Now, as I've stated over the years of me being on this channel, I'm trying to go for a Nintendo 64 complete US set, which I am almost there. I have a little stack of random stuff here. This is all I have left to get, guys. So we're getting there. All right, yeah, so don't mind all that stuff, just a bunch of random doodads. But yeah, so we got my games here. I do have my Nintendo handhelds over here for right now. As you can see, I do have a stack of complete and box games, and then mostly loose. But I'm not going to go over these two because that would be like its own video. And then I have 3 Nintendo 64 consoles. Again, I'm sorry I did not dust these very well. This is my Great Purple Fantastic N64. Now this one, again, like my PS2, is modded. So I can play games from any region, I think with the exception of PAL games, but that's okay. And then my plain charcoal unit. And then my Pikachu N64, which I wanted one so bad as a kid, and then finally got one. And then we got the rest of the loose games here, and then some signs I got to put on my door, so I will get to those eventually. All right, and then over here we have some of my Japanese games, and then my Evercade Versus. All right. And then over here, I'm gonna try to fix something here real quick, guys. Sorry, I gotta fix something on my monitor here so you guys can see. All right, so here's my current gaming setup. So we have, of course, my GT Omega Racing pink chair, very comfortable. And then we have my Skyrim lore book. I use that to prop up my phone when I record videos. And then my 20th anniversary Duke controller. I also have my Bible back there. Sometimes I read in between gaming sessions. And we have my Halo, little Halo locker. You normally put games in there, but I don't have anything in there right this minute. Anyway, there's my controller with the Galaxy Control Freak thumbsticks. I also have a couple limited edition controllers over here. We have my Forza Horizon 5 controller and the 20th anniversary controller. And over here is my little buddy of canned air. I absolutely love that. Comes in use over here. And then this I don't have hooked up right now, but this is a Super Mario Yoshi lamp. I don't have a bulb in it right now, as you can see, but this was not a Christmas gift, a birthday gift. So I definitely will have to set that up so you guys can see. Of course, we have my PS5, and the monitor might look different, and that's because I got a brand new monitor. So this one actually runs a lot better than the one I had. It's a little smaller, but it goes up to 144 frames a second, which none of the consoles can really take advantage of that, which is okay. But the Xbox Series X at least can go up to 120. So games run like butter smooth on here. It's amazing. And then we got my PS5 controllers. Down here's another new addition since my last game room tour. I got a mini fridge. Bought this off one of my husband's cousins for like 20 bucks. Also have PlayStation lights. My PS5 3D audio headset, my iPad, and a battery pack also back there. And then there, up on the wall here, we have my Last of Us Part 2, not Eevee, Ellie backpack. And also keep the Serenity Prayer hung up in here as well. And then some consoles I don't have hooked up at the moment. We have a Saturn, PS1, original Xbox, Xbox One S, that was my husband's, a couple 360 consoles, Retron 77, which is an HD version of the Atari 2600, and my Animal Crossing Switch. Which actually, I need to go back to my other setup back here to kind of explain why that's sitting here. Then we also have the Yakuza 6 Songs of Life After Hours Premium Edition, so it's like a collector's edition for that game. And we got Spirit of the North, which is the signature edition. That's another like limited run type site that I buy off of. And then we also have Owlboy for the PS4 back here as well. That is a very tall box. All right, so, and then up here we have my PlayStation 3 games. That is coming along pretty well. I actually was able to amass quite a collection before the prices started going up, and they are starting to creep up a bit on some games. Not all of them, but it's getting there, guys. So if you still are hunting for PS3 games, I definitely would do it sooner than later. And then I'm out of chronological order, but that's okay. We got my PlayStation 1 games here. Now, again, I apologize for the lighting, so it might be kind of hard to see. We have the PS1 Classic, some custom cases that I had made because those games did not have cases when I got them. A lot of RPGs here, as you can see. I'm just a big RPG fanatic. And we're just going to go down here. I do have some Japanese imports as well. So, pretty cool stuff there. And down here is my PlayStation 4 games. I actually had a lot more amassed here, but I have downsized. So, trying to downsize a little bit on my collection as is, but still holding on to the games that I really love. All right. Now, probably one of the consoles that has the biggest foothold in here is a PlayStation 2. So I've got close to 150 games. Now that's of course between me and my husband, but that was years of collecting to get to this point. And I know there's people out there who have several hundred, maybe thousands of PS2 games. So I know my collection might seem small to some people, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm very thankful for it. And down here we have my PS5 collection, kind of small right now, but that's okay. I have enjoyed every single game here. As you can tell, I do have The Last of Us Part 1. I plan on doing a video of that. So, I do have my PSP consoles here, my Japanese 3DS, and then my little area of Xbox 360 and Xbox One games. So, this area is probably not going to grow much more. So, we'll see. It might. If it does, I'll just have to move these collections elsewhere. But for right now, they're nice and cozy in this little area. All right. Now, Last of Us Part 1 is going to need to go here, obviously, so I'll work on that probably after I'm done recording. But we got a couple Ellie statues, games, headset, controller for PS4. And got some Last of Us Part 2 art books, final soundtrack, pins, thank you note from Naughty Dog, and what have you. Got a couple mugs down here, and then a Witcher 2 figure of Geralt. Witcher is one of my favorite games of all time. And then collector's edition for Persona 5 Royal. Alright, and then up here, we have the Ruckus Crusher animatronic that I did a demonstration on. This is for Rage 2. My Space Invaders Bluetooth speaker, and the random mishmash of stuff. We got some Nintendo like Club Nintendo stuff when Club Nintendo was a thing. I really miss it. And we got a Tomb Raider flashlight, Destiny 2 playing cards, and like I said, just a mishmash of stuff. And down here we have my big Yoshi plush amiibo, Fix-It Felix Jr. arcade cabinet, little miniature Atari 2600. And this is kind of hard to see, but this is an Animal Crossing mug, but it changes colors when you add hot drinks to it. Then my Ghost of Tsushima mask and other Ghost of Tsushima things. And this is from a game called Dark, which was on my PS5. I've never gotten around to playing it yet, but came with a plushie and a soundtrack. And down here we have a couple plug and plays. I got my SpongeBob and then my Intellivision flashback. So not much to go over there. And another one of my favorite games we have here, Horizon Zero Dawn. So we got a couple Aloy figures, Aloy plushie, and some Funko Pops. Go down here, we got the games stacked on top here, a couple art books, more Funko Pops and figurines. And this little thing that's clinging and clanging over here is from my Resident Evil 5 unboxing, just so you guys know. Then the little area here for Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Love that game as well. And then down here we have some of my SpongeBob collectibles from the Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated Fun Edition unboxing I did. So we got the figures of SpongeBob, Sandy, and Patrick, replica of SpongeBob socks, keychain collection, and then my Sonic Mania statue from the collector's edition of that. And then one other thing I wanted to point out over here is I did get a Switch OLED. I meant to do an unboxing video of this, I just didn't get a chance to. But there it is, guys. That's why you see my Animal Crossing Switch sitting up there. But, all right. I think that about covers everything. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, if you did, leave a like and comment down below. And subscribe if you wish. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day. Jesus is real. He loves you guys. I love you too. Have a great day.